All right. Says we're live. How's it going tonight, everybody? Uh, tonight's episode is I just don't care. So I guess that's it. I don't care. See you later. um, kind of based somewhat on the book, Mark Manson, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Bleep. I've read it a couple times. And the first time through, actually, I've read it three times. The first time through, pretty much came out with an I don't really care about anything attitude, and thought that was kind of the way it was supposed to be, was met. The next time I read it, I realized that there was actually a little bit more there, and the third time I read it was kind of really got a deep bit of a hidden meaning there. Just gonna kill that little heater because it's making some noise. So uh, let me know in the chat. I don't know. To me, the screen looks like slow and laggy. I don't know if it's that way on the end or if it's just the recording on my side. So if you can drop that in the chat and let me know, I'd appreciate it. But anyway, so kind of let's go. So subtle art of playing it cool and how to care less and how it can help you live your best life. So the subtle art of not giving a bleep it's about how to be happy. It offers a number of ways to achieve happiness. And the main theme is that you can only be happy if you're not too attached to things. It's kind of the thing. So Mark argues that, we should care less about what happens in life and instead focus on what we want to happen in life. So it kind of breaks it down into three sections. There's like living a good life, living an interesting life, and then living a meaningful life. And we'll kind of go through that and take it from that point, because I'm pretty good at this, not really giving a crap. Never used to be that way. I don't know if he is, but I've got a friend of mine that's known me for a very long time, a subscriber. So, Greg, if you happen to be watching this, do me a favor and chime in later. You can attest to this, but I used to be very, very high strung when I was younger, like a hair trigger snap off. And now most stuff just wanders off my back and I really don't care. Kind of learned some of this as I went along, but a good way to learn how not to care is to kind of practice some empathy. Like other people can have problems just like you are. So it's a whatever thing. But on living a good life, on that subject, when you learn not to care, you can live a good life. Caring less actually gets you more, helps you understand what really matters. Because I think there's actually a kind of a hidden message in this book. If you actually read it a couple of times, it kind of comes through. And at least it did for me anyhow. So when you learn how to let the crap roll off your back, you just become less stressed, less anxious, less afraid. And when you're not afraid, failure doesn't matter. So what? So you failed. It's the old adage, the road to success is paved with failure. So if you're not scared to fail, great. Because most people actually aren't scared to fail. They're scared to succeed. Because in order to succeed, you have to have failures along the way. That's how you grow. It's how you learn. So by being able to not really care about that sort of stuff and letting it go is going to allow you to take some of those chances and actually achieve something with life. So, it's kind of one of those things. So what if you fail? Who cares? Generally speaking, most people have their own crap going on, so they really don't give a crap when you fail. It just doesn't matter to them. We're always concerned about what everybody thinks about us. 99.9% of the time, they aren't even thinking about you. So don't stress about it. And if you don't think that's right, ask yourself this question. How much do you really care about the crap that somebody else is going through? Unless it's a very close friend or family member or your relationship partner, whatever in life, generally speaking, you really don't. So when you think about it that way, you can really not care about a lot of things and let some stuff go. So, when you do fail, who cares? Go and try again. What do you got to lose? And if you don't care what other people think, you try and you just keep trying. Who cares what they think? So, how to be happier when you try and and are not scared to have failures and learn from them and learn from your experiences and grow, that's how you become more successful. You build better relationships when you don't care as much, with family members, coworkers, with lovers, and you kind of learn how to live with meaning and purpose in life, and you'll get more out of it. You'll enjoy life a lot more. Most people care too much about things that they can't control. And generally speaking, this leads to unhappiness. Um, in all reality, you should only care enough to get by and not a whole lot more than that. At least that was kind of what I thought the first time that I read this thing, but learned a little as I went through, and the next times I've read it kind of picked up a bit of an underlying meaning that was there. In the book, it talks about the importance of being apathetic, which is described as a calm indifference towards one's circumstances. There's no point getting wound up about it because it is what it is. Move forward and change it, fix it. There's no point sitting there dwelling on it. If you want to just sit there and cry about it, you're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to get anything accomplished. So there's not a whole lot. And when you don't concentrate on it and you don't worry about it, it helps you avoid burnout, and you're able to deal with more and get more accomplished. So, in today's world where everybody, is fighting for attention, how do you live your best life? Simple. Don't care. Don't worry about what other people are thinking or other people are doing. The whole FOMO movement nowadays, everybody in their fear of missing out. Last weekend, I went to a birthday party with a friend on Saturday night. We were at the bar having a couple of drinks. Whole table of people. There was 8 of us there. And 6 of them were down looking at their phones and doing this. Scared of missing out, checking out Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and what everybody else is doing. Meanwhile, they're out actually doing something, but they're actually not doing it because they're too busy looking at that damn screen in their hand. So they actually did miss out. They were actually out doing something, actually living life, and they missed out because they were more concerned about worrying about what somebody else was doing and the attention. Who gives a shit? Live your own life. It's a skill we should all learn and get better at. It'll help you feel more in control of your life. If you're not worried about what other people are doing, you're in control of your life. You're in control of what's going on around you. You're enjoying what's going on around you a lot more. And life is just easier and better. So, part of that is we need to learn to say no, how to care less, set clear boundaries. And when you do, you'll learn the importance of not caring about things that don't matter, which actually gives you the ability to live your best life and care about the things that actually do matter. So I don't know, got a bunch of notes here. So there's many reasons why people care too much. They maybe don't have a lot of life experience with life and failures, or so they're worried about what other people think and whatnot. Like I said earlier, generally speaking, nobody cares. So you shouldn't either. Got some stuff on that come up as we go here a little bit too, how to learn how to let some of that stuff go. Things that I learned along the way, because like I said, when I was younger, I was wound really, really tight. Could be set off at the snap of a finger pretty easily. So I'll discuss benefits of not caring, how you can practice, how you can practice it in a world where everybody else is fighting for attention. And guess what? Then they'll start paying attention to you. So, living an interesting life. Care less about things that don't matter to you. And then that way you can pay attention more to what matters to you. First of all, most people don't even actually know what matters to them. If you actually sit down and think about it, most people are going to have a bunch of stuff and they're probably not really going to care about it. So when you care less about the things that actually matter to you, you can develop a strategy to get more out of your life. You can actually concentrate on the things that make you happy, that will bring you results, let you accomplish goals, live your best life, pay attention to the people you're with, enjoy yourself, have fun. If you're worried about what everybody else is doing and focus on what you're doing, you're going to get the most out of what you're actually doing. Like I said, last weekend, everybody's sitting around on their phones and not even paying attention, not even knowing what was going on. We're literally, so bizarre stat. I was in Calgary. Hi. Abby's coming for some attention, of course, because I'm talking. So we're in Calgary. We're at the bar having a drink and for a birthday party. And there's a tribute band on stage. And everybody's on their phones or whatever, paying attention to the tribute band, not paying attention to what's going on around them because they're all worried about everybody else and what they're doing. And I never even looked at my phone all night long. And while we're sitting there, trying to think of the guy's name now. I'm not a massive music fan or whatever. Crap. It's a country singer from Calgary. Anyhow, he actually came over and sat down at the bar in the corner. And nobody noticed, nobody recognized him. I thought it was hilarious because everybody was in their phones and on their thing and not paying attention. And I'm not a huge fan, but I recognize him from billboards and from album covers and stuff. I just thought it was hilarious that, everybody is into their phone. I don't have my phone with me, so I don't care. Everybody's in their phone or not paying attention, not even seeing what's going on around them and not even realizing it. To me, that was hilarious. Pay attention, you'll actually see some stuff. Anyhow, where was I? I scrolled a whole bunch. I don't know where I was on my notes. Anyhow, whatever the reason is, just remember not to care too much about stuff that doesn't matter. Learn to let it go. A good one is drove a truck for a long time. Used to be very high strung. People would cut me off. I would freak out. And I did that, watched other people freak out. You'd see people cutting each other off and they get arguing. And with enough time and experience and seeing this going on, you'd actually see people get mad at each other because somebody cut in or whatever, and they didn't, or somebody didn't let them in and they felt they got cut off. They'd get angry and, this would come out or the bird would come up and all that kind of stuff and they'd go off. You'd be surprised how many of these people actually saw have accidents over the years. And I realized it's really not worth worrying about, because now you've worried about somebody got in front of you, but there was no accident. It was no big deal. So you had to tap your brakes for a second. You lost a second of your life. You're going to live. You'll be okay. Then you try and get back at the guy and cut him back off and end up having an accident. Well, now you got to care because now you've lost a couple of hours to sit there, do paperwork. And, maybe your car isn't drivable and you don't even make it to work or whatever the case may be. So by caring about something that you really shouldn't have gave a crap about, you've now created something really big to care about and you didn't have to. You've wasted a whole bunch of effort and energy for nothing. And now you don't have the energy to put into things that are actually important to you. It's kind of pointless. Some things to look at to help you figure out what is important to you. We may care about our jobs or our relationship or the environment, these sorts of things in life. But do you really care about your job? You have to have a job to make your money, but unless you're like building a business or something where you're actually invested, is it really actually kind of worth it? Ask yourself that question, because I had my own business. I was building it. I had some customers. But at the end of the day, when I sacrificed everything in my life to deliver for the customers to make them happy, do you think they care? So I probably cared too much, probably sacrificed too much. In the end, I probably wasted a lot of energy I didn't have to. So look at stuff like that. Your relationships, most of us don't care enough about that because we're focused on everything else. And this is the thing that maybe you should be caring about more in your life if you weren't paying so much attention to the other things that everybody says matters to them. So how do you stop caring about things that don't matter to you? When something's going on, or somebody's pissing you off, or there's something going on, ask yourself this question: is this going to matter in 5 years? Most of the time, it isn't. And if you think it is, just sit back right now for a minute, take a moment and look back. What has actually mattered that is affecting today that you've done in the last 5 years? It's not a lot. So most of the time when we're freaking out about something, or we're stressed or worried about something, it usually doesn't matter. Think about it like that. Very little does matter in a 5-year thing. So, and if it doesn't matter, then okay, there's no need to put too much stress into it. And ask yourself this question: is it going to matter in a year? Maybe a little more, maybe a little less. But if it isn't, then why does it matter now? Or better yet, if it doesn't matter now, if it's not going to matter in a year, is it going to matter in 90 days or 30 days? It's not going to matter in 30 days. Why are you getting worked up about it? This is where I learned how to let that crap go when I was really, really wound tight. Is realize it. If it isn't going to matter in a week or 30 days, there's no point jumping up and down, getting mad, screaming and yelling, because it's not going to fix it. It's not going to change it. And it's not going to matter. So why waste the energy? Put the energy in stuff you want to do. Sorry, looking at the comments, laughing again. Here we go. If it's not going to matter in that time, then don't worry about it. Focus on the things that are actually going to matter, things that actually matter to you, whatever they are. You have to define that. Nobody can tell you what that is. It's different for everybody. What matters to me and is really important to me and is going to matter to me in 3 months, 6 months, a year from now, may be insignificant to you, and vice versa. So think about that. Is most of the stuff you're worried about going to matter to somebody else? Then you focus on it. Don't care what somebody else thinks. Do it your way. There we go. Yeah. Steph, is it going to matter in a week? Well, maybe if they're late, it doesn't show up for a week. I know you're working on your car. You're waiting for your parts. So I feel your pain. I'm in the middle of starting to do some stuff like that myself. Anyhow, I can't emphasize this enough. The importance of living in a way that makes you happy. I really can't. Stop focusing energy on the things that don't matter. That's, at the end of the day, that's largely what this is about. In my opinion, the hidden meaning in here is everybody, well, just don't give a shit about anything. No, figure out what's actually important in your life. And if whatever you're waiting, or whatever you're, wasting some energy on right now, if it's actually not important, don't waste your energy on it. Then you can put your energy into the things that are actually important, actually create meaning in your life that you actually enjoy. And you'll get a lot more out of it. So it makes life more fun, more interesting, definitely more worth living, and a whole lot less stressful. All that kind of crap. I think I'm doing too much with notes. I'm just paying a little too much attention to that, not quite so much off the cuff. And then a little bit more with, not caring too much or worrying about relationships, because this is a part of life. And a lot of us sometimes either put too much focus into a relationship that's actually not important or actually doesn't matter, or put too much focus and attention on things that actually don't matter and not put the attention into the relationships in our lives that do matter. So either one of those results in wasted energy and not getting what you want. So decide what that is. Decide how important it is to you, and make sure you pay attention to it. Give it the attention it deserves. I've made this mistake a lot in my life. Trying to play it cool. Well, lot of times you play it cool and it doesn't seem like you're invested in a relationship, and you'll lose it. So that is because you're paying too much attention to other things, not the important things. You know, it. Um, some days I can't read my own rating. So, anyhow, with this sort of stuff, if you're not sure about your feelings for somebody, as far as whether you care or not, figure it out. And if you can't, move on, because you're wasting your time, you're wasting their time, and you're just prolonging something for no point, no reason. So, you know, be careful with the words that you use. And that way it's not so bad. I got some of this maybe in the wrong order. Don't overdo it. You'll come off as needy and desperate. Wow. I don't know who the moron was taking these notes down, but he didn't do a very good job. And when you're dealing with somebody that is actually important in your life, keep your cool if they're in a bad mood, because if they're angry at you right now or with what's going on, is it going to matter in, 30 days, a year? Probably not. So learn to look at it like that. There's things in life that you can control, and there's things that you can't. You can't control somebody else's reaction to you, the way somebody else receives something you say, unless you say it unclearly. And if you are, be accountable for it. The only thing you have control over is the way you handle the situation and the way you react. So remember that. Don't, where was I going with that? Lost. So you can't control their reaction. So don't, if they take something the wrong way and they lash out at you, just let it slide off your back, because maybe it was a misunderstanding. It usually was in a case like that. Wow. Yeah. So my notes are horrible here. Part of this is keep your expectations low. When you're worrying about stuff like this, Steph, you're ridiculous. Keep your expectations low, because if you're putting too much focus on it and you're caring about something too much and they're not as much, that's your reaction to it. So keep your expectations realistic. Don't let yourself get too excited, and be upfront about it. What you're at, what you're thinking, and what you want out of things. That'll help. I'm glad I got through that section. That was bad. A way to play it cool with some simple steps here is if you don't put as much interest in it, or if you don't overly care about things too much, then people will explain things a little bit more. You'll get a better understanding, and you can decide if it's actually worth paying attention to or not. Engage in conversation. Don't ignore them, but wow. I'm kind of blowing it tonight. Got a bit of a headache, not feeling real great. Not like you guys care. You shouldn't. So, and if a situation calls for it, be indifferent to it. Be straightforward about it. Don't beat around the bush. Get straight to the point, and then you can figure out along the lines where things go. Yeah, you're laughing at me. I get it. More fun in the chat than anything else. So, and when you get straight to the point, you don't give somebody false hope, and have them care too much about something, or you care too much about it, whatever. Well, I did a terrible job on these notes today. Holy crap. I don't know what I did here. So finally, the last step on that is, whoops, scroll too far, is, to be able to use indifference to get what you want out of life. So don't take things personally so much. A lot of times that is part of the caring too much is you'll take things personally and they're not meant that way. Learn to let it go. Let things roll off your back. It doesn't matter. Keep it kind of short, sweet on that. So I was talking with a friend of mine earlier this week, and he was he was having a bit of an issue with a girl that he was going out with, and she was giving him a hard time, saying like that he didn't seem like he cared, or that he wanted to be with her. And so with that, I told him, I said, have a conversation with her, and, be straight on it. Tell her like, at the end of the day, she's an attractive woman. She is. I've seen pictures of her. She's a very attractive woman. Just, if she seems to think you're not interested or whatever, just tell her, hey, like, I'm here with you. You've got my attention. If I wasn't interested, I wouldn't be giving you my attention. I like capturing my attention is not an easy thing to do. Because Peter's a smart guy. So, say stuff like that, put it out like that. And all this comes down to, I'm going to drop the chat here if anybody wants to join in, kind of help me pick this up tonight. Having a rough one. With all this, you kind of don't care quite so much. And you focus on the things that actually matter to you. You kind of live a little bit more of a Zen, meaningful life, because you get to the state where you're not caring about things that don't matter, and you don't care what other people think, because you really shouldn't, because generally speaking, they don't think. You can kind of do this through some of these steps here, like recognize your thoughts and feelings for what they are. A big thing is stop judging yourself. A lot of times when we care too much, it's because we're overly judging ourselves, and other people aren't paying as much attention and aren't judging us nearly as hard as we are on ourselves. So don't care and judge yourself on yourself so much. And it's a lot easier to let some of this stuff go. And when somebody has an opinion or something that you don't like, accept this. It's their opinion. Doesn't matter. It's their opinion, not yours. So it shouldn't matter what their opinion of you is. What matters to you is you and your own opinion of yourself, and which don't judge yourself too harshly, and it shouldn't matter. Be mindful of your thoughts. And like I said, you can't control what others think or how they're going to react. The only thing you can control is how you react. So remember that, like, when something hits you, you get to decide how you're going to react to it. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. If it doesn't affect your income, you shouldn't be given a hell about it in the first place. That's go by. That's a good one. I'm going to try and keep it politically correct. I don't know if I'm not getting much for views on YouTube, so I don't know if it's because I'm swearing too much. I'm trying to keep that calm down a little bit, hence the bleep, the I don't care. But, like I said, you can't control how others react, so you don't control how you react. So a big thing with that is just learning to let it go. That's the biggest thing. If you're caring about something too much and you shouldn't be, let it go. Who cares? Who gives a shit? Let it go. Doesn't really matter. Kind of the bonus of that is, and it's kind of, like I said, the hidden message that I think out of this whole thing, and the hidden message of not caring so much, is when you don't waste your time, energy, and attention on things that don't actually matter in your life, you have energy to enjoy life, do the things you like to do, and focus on the things that actually do matter to you. And you can create better friendships, better relationships with your spouse, girlfriend, lover, boyfriend, whatever the case may be. Better friendships. When you're not caring about all the other stuff, you can actually enjoy the things that you're doing, whatever it is that you enjoy doing. As you guys all know, I like going hiking. I don't really give a crap about anything else in the world when I'm out there. It's just me, the mountains, nature, it's awesome. And the whole ability to just relax, let it go, and not care about anything else in the entire world when it's going on, when that's going on, uh, gives me those moments where, like in the video, the one where it says like silence, there's power in silence. The silence is deafening. Can't remember what the name of that one was. I literally was just sitting there, relaxing, enjoying the waterfall. Nothing mattered. I cared about nothing. And the mountain goats were coming down off. Couldn't see them on the camera because they were way up high. But by being able to not care about stresses in life and just sitting back and relaxing allows things like that to happen. There's been lots of times that I'm out camping like that. Just don't care. Relax. Let things go. Deer will wander right through the campsite. It's not unusual at all. Have them wander through like 15, 20 feet away or less. So, focus on the stuff that actually matters and enjoy life a lot more. So, and when you decide to do that and focus on it, you accomplish something truly great, because that's how you live a fulfilling life, because you're actually putting your time, energy, and focus into things that actually do matter. And who gives a crap about the stuff that doesn't matter? Let it go. Well, that's kind of about what I got on that for tonight. So I don't know if anybody wants to call in and chat on it, or you got some stuff that you're dealing with, you want to learn how to let go or talk about. If not, I'm kind of, yeah, Tony, hop on if you want to give a call. There he is. Check it out. Coming in. You got a camera or no? You got a camera, Tony?
Yeah, it's dark.
It's dark?
It's on, but it's dark.
I can see it. Yeah. How's it going, Tony?
They're good.
There you go.
Doing good.
Good.
I'm just waiting for a customer to buy some wood. Taking forever.
Right on. So you're down in Arizona, right?
Yeah. It's about what, 30, 25 degrees.
Are you serious?
And you got that wind chill. Oh yeah.
I'm
on the northern side.
It's the same temperature up here right now in Alberta.
Yeah, we're about 7,000 plus elevation.
Okay, yeah.
And then you got that. Difference. Yeah, you got that wind chill as well. And it's dry desert, so the dry heat and dry cold is pretty brutal.
Yeah, you bet.
Kind of like tundra land, unless you live up in the mountains where the trees are, where it's dense. Then it's a little bit better there.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, because you're like, tell your story a little bit. I know Tony, for those who don't know, and Tony's former military. So you want to talk about somebody who has learned to let crap go in his life. You have to, right?
Oh yeah. I took a little bit of everything from Tate, the brothers before, like maybe a year or two ago. RC, Godfather, Kevin Samuels, like all these gents, Yeah. So most of them, well, all of them pretty much say to not really give a fuck about things that you don't need to. Oh, excuse my French. Excuse my excuse my Portuguese.
That's all right.
So I took it into to actual consideration, and it took about a year for me to do that. Yeah. Because it's all like habitual.
Yeah.
So I started doing that slowly in everyday life with things that didn't really matter. And I'll ask myself, does this really matter? Like almost every day. Like, how does this affect me in my actions? And then I started doing the emotional part. Like, why are you getting emotional about this? Don't get emotional. So a lot of people started to see a difference where they thought I just didn't care about them, which in reality just doesn't matter. And you could hear it when I'm in a discussion or in an argument or any of that type of setting where I'm in a meeting and I discuss, such and such. A lot of people hear emotion. Oh, I hear a lot of emotion in their voices, but for me, it's all one tone unless I'm explaining something. So I usually keep it deep and low for everybody to understand, and loud too. So like even when expressing something happily and then something that's negative, it's all the same tone. So that way nobody gets misconstrued where like oh I'm getting offensive to this, or I'm getting defensive to this subject, whatever it is.
Right.
So it makes it a lot clearer for everybody to understand whatever it is you're trying to express or talk about.
Yep.
Not only that, you if you don't genuinely care, like for me, it's easier for me to just say I don't care about this because it doesn't affect us or the group that I'm representing or the people that I'm representing.
Yeah.
So I don't really care about that. You know, we'll move to this subject, and everything goes faster, way faster, because people like to talk, and I
Yep.
just like to get down to the nitty gritty, get it done, and get the hell out of there, because I don't want to waste any more time than I need to. And I say that.
Yeah.
I legitimately say that, and like I don't want to waste any more time than we need to. And I'm one of the youngest commanders for my region, actually the youngest commander for my agency.
Yep.
Um, and a lot of people don't like to talk to me because I talk too fast, or they want to talk about their day. They want to talk about stuff that happened, stuff that's irrelevant, and I just want to get there, get it done, get out of there. And a lot of times, I'm the one that gets interviewed for, I don't know, whatever it is that they want to interview me for, because I'm very vocal with my local politics here, and the money that's being misused, and like for certain programs and whatever. So I took that into consideration, and even to this day, every day, and I don't get emotional when I talk. I don't beat around the bush. I go straight into the point. For example, I was talking to this lady on an app, and she's in her response. Well, I told her that I wanted to, like, hey, we should go get a coffee, do this and that, and I'll treat you out. And this was like maybe 5 lines into it, and she's
Yep.
like, "Wow, you're going straight to the point." Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, well, I don't like to beat around the bush. I just like to let's get off this app, and here's my number."
There you go.
So now we're texting. This is all in the same day. I
Nice.
mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of the times ladies don't want to, have a go back and forth with texting. I usually tell them I like to meet face to face. Sometimes they're very shy, especially um, younger, the younger group. But most of the times they're stuck to a phone, or everybody's used to talking to people on social media that they don't have that face to face interaction like the old days, the good old days.
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean, even that, like, I had this lady that I was dating for, I think, about 8 9 months,
Yep.
and she broke it off because I was telling her that I'm non-monogamous, and I want to tell you this straight up, so that way I don't look like a liar. I'm not a hypocrite. Like, I'm gonna be seeing other women. I didn't say I want to. I said I'm gonna be seeing other women because she's older. She's about a year or two older than me. And I was like, I want to have kids later on. Right off the bat, when we first started going, she was saying that she didn't want to have kids, which was fine. I mean, all the power to her. That's fine. And I told her that I wanted to have kids, more kids. So she said, okay, like, all right, we'll just take this this dating thing as far as we can. So we did that. And like, even after the conversation for that, like, where we stand kind of conversation, I told her, like, this is what I want to do, this is what I'm going to do, and take it or leave it, pretty much. And she was okay at first, and it took her about a day, I guess, to actually set it in. And she sent me a note, like a PDF, like a like a whole letter kind of deal. Like, I get I get it if you're maybe, I don't know, intoxicated, or she said that she didn't sleep all night or whatever. I was like, okay, whatever. I just read it. I just said, okay, thank you for being cavalier, and go on your merry way, kind of thing.
There you go.
So, like, even that, my emotional response to that doesn't need to be out there. I'm pretty sure if I was still in the same mindset, the blue pill and the beta bucks that I was, I'm pretty sure I would have been a little bit more emotional, like, oh my gosh, she left me, blah blah blah. I'm gonna go drink. No, no, it's total opposite. I was like, okay, well, on to the next one. Got to
There you
keep on moving.
go.
And I asked
Right on.
myself, like, if I would ask myself that question today, like, why would I need to get emotional about that? I don't need to. I mean, it doesn't affect me much, other than we had good times with nothing but good times, which was very good because nowadays it's hard to find somebody who's stable, mentally stable, emotionally stable, not traumatic. So I was like,
Yes,
okay, well,
I
yeah,
will
this
agree with
this is
that.
what I.
As a fellow
Oh
bachelor, I
yeah,
will agree with that. It's very difficult to find that.
yeah, yeah. It's like it's all a learning curve, anyways. So
Yeah.
take it as it is and keep moving. You know what a good relationship looks like. You know what it feels like. All right, now I know a better basis from I don't know my other relationships, I guess.
Yeah.
So hey, that's how I do it.
Excellent. Right on, man. Well, thanks for calling in. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah,
Take care,
and
man.
jump back on the other side.
All right. Talk to you later. So, yeah, I guess that's kind of the underlying theme of tonight as I recollect my thoughts a little bit there is figure out what it is in your life that is important and care about that, work on that. For me, this is kind of my thing. I don't have kids in a family to leave all the crap, all the stuff I've learned my life lessons on. That's why I started this thing. My networking group, I got a lot of young guys that ask me questions all the time. So this is kind of my Uncle Bentley time. Sit around and tell the stories and, kind of help some of the young guys maybe a little bit of shortcuts and learn this stuff easier in life, the easier way than I learned it. Cause I learned all of my lessons the hard way. I decided not to do very much of anything the easy way. I did it all the hard way. So that's kind of my thing. This is what I care about. What I'm passionate about is helping young guys develop and grow and become better handling everything, life situations and all that sort of stuff with themselves and who they are, and um, learn from my mistakes so you don't have to make the same ones that I did and get by a lot easier. So anyhow, that's anybody else calling in? Don't see any questions in the thing here other than some of this. So last weekend on Sunday evening, I did a live stream, just a kind of an impromptu one, getting stuff ready. So I stripped a bunch of stuff off of my bike to start doing some work. So this weekend I'm going to do that. So if you guys want on Sunday, tune in Sunday morning. Don't really have a scheduled time or anything yet, but we got everything stripped off. So last week was kind of bouncing back and forth side to side. It was probably a pretty crappy video. It's why I didn't do a whole lot of advertising on it, because you're going from side to side stripping things off. But now I got everything stripped down. The motor is exposed and ready to go. So on Sunday, I'm going to pull the rocker boxes, the rocker arms, rocker assemblies, push rods, pull the cam cover, the cam chest, all the cams and all that. So if any of you guys don't have don't have mechanical experience and you want to learn some of that stuff and watch live and learn how to do some of this stuff, I'm going to be doing it live. So it's not going to be edited and done really quickly, but you're going to be able to ask questions. So while I'm doing it, like if you got a question, you don't understand what I'm doing, you're there wanting to learn some of this stuff, pop on, watch live. It's literally having a beer and a cigar and working in the shop, hanging out, just guys being guys, shooting the breeze, and people are chatting on kind of like this. So going to be doing that on Sunday. I don't know, probably about 10 o'clock in the morning or something like that, Eastern time, 11 o'clock in the morning, Eastern time, something like that. And we'll get that thing ripped apart because I got like 110,000 clicks on it, and need to get it freshened up so I can go put some big miles on next year, because plan to do more. So, but I know that's one thing some of my guys, say like, I don't know how to fix anything. I've never, grew up with single mom and never fixed anything, never worked with tools, don't know how to do any of that stuff. So here's your chance. Follow along with me as I do it. Like I said last week, this particular version of the engine, I've never been into one of these. So we're going to learn as we go. I've been into lots of Harley motors, built them, raced them, done all that kind of stuff. No Steph, no turbos. So yeah, no big turbo, not a chance. Not on a bike. So anyhow, got another caller here, so let him in. How's it going, Chris?
Hey, how are you doing, bud?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
No, I just wanted to quick call in and say thank you very much for everything you do, man. It means a lot.
No problem. No problem. Like I said, this is my important thing. This is what it is. So
yes, sir. No,
if I make a difference for one person, is more than worth it to me.
you know, you made a difference in my life, bud. So thank you.
Not a problem.
So
you down at the shop?
Out in the garage, actually, working on the plane.
Garage? Working on the plane?
Yes, sir.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Very
man.
cool. See, he knows what he cares about. It's important.
Did my medical today, man. Gave up on it. Haven't flown since 2005 and getting back into it, man.
There you go. How did it go? Okay.
I've got a few jump through, let's just say.
I understand. Getting old sucks, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, heart attack. Rebuilt the right eye. What else? Shoulders are both fucked. Sorry. Pardon my German.
We're far enough in. It's probably not an issue now, anyway.
Oh yeah. I've got another 6 months ahead of me of an uphill battle, but that's part of it, right?
There you go.
So yeah, man.
There you go.
Just say, keep plugging away, man.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm gonna keep doing it. Like I say, Sunday I'm gonna tear into the motor on Sunday. So if anybody wants to come on live and like I say, that's literally just a hangout. You know, come on and chat like this, and I guess maybe let me know in the chat or leave comments. Which by the way, like, subscribe, comment helps me out in the algorithms. Blah blah blah. But put it in the chat if there's a better time, because this is like working on the bike is literally just a whatever project. So if there's better times or whatever, guys want to do something, or let me know where you're at, or anything specific you want to learn, mechanical, whatnot. I'm not going to be riding it for several months. There's like a foot of snow outside. It's warmed up a little bit, but not that bad. But yeah, so we're just going to go in the shop and play and hang out.
That's what I'm doing tonight, brother.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. I hope you have a good night.
You too.
Hey, and Steph, don't PS their stuff. Love you guys. Have a good one.
You bet. Right on, man. Yeah. So for those of you who are members of the channel and members of my my community there on Facebook, we're gonna go do a live Zoom and talk about the things and use the language we can't use on YouTube's. Hang out and shoot the breeze and make jokes and talk about the stuff we can't talk about here. So anyhow, that's what I got for tonight. So I said last week that I was going to talk about how to do difficult conversations this week, but I couldn't find anybody to come on with a guest, and I'm actually not that great at it. I've got somebody who's going to come on with me next week, so that's probably what next week's topic is going to be about. It's going to be how to initiate, have, and hold difficult conversations, and how to do that, respectfully and professionally, as a man, because I'm kind of the scorched earth, blow up the bridge as I go across it kind of guy. So I'm not very good at the respectfully part. So I actually need help with that. So I had to reach out and get a guest to help me with it. So if you got any questions on that, definitely tune in next week, and we're going to do that. Same place, same time, same channel, all that crap. So like I say, do me a favor, smash the like button, subscribe, share us with a friend if you think it'll do anything. And I'll be a lot more prepared next week. Won't be feeling like crap and the headache and all that sort of stuff. So anyhow, have yourselves a great night, because I'm going to. Catch you later.